It is so very rare when you find a book that is delightfully deceitful. And that, my friends, is Goodnight Beautiful. Hello, beautiful friends and book lovers. I hope that you are all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Heather, and here at Heather's Book Review, I tend to read and review thrillers and mysteries, but I will read the occasional super hyped up fiction novel. Today, I am coming at you with a thriller review. This is one that was all over Bookstagram roughly a year ago, and I just didn't pick it up. I was gonna choose it as an add-on for Book of the Month. If you're unfamiliar with Book of the Month, it's a book buying service. I don't know, I'm like blanking on the word. Book buying club. I don't know. It's $14.99 a month, and that includes one hardcover book of your choice. However, for $10, you can also choose add-ons. So you can get 3 hardcover books that typically, retail from $25 to $32 for around $30. So most of the months I do order 3 books because it's like such a steal. I mean, you're paying $10 for a hardcover. So anyways, I was gonna choose this book for an add-on. And that book is Goodnight Beautiful, written by Amy Malloy. Right now, as of December 9th, it is $11.99 Kindle price. Hardcover looks like it's $15.99, and paperback, it looks like it's $13.59. You can also get this for $10, I think, still on Book of the Month. It is over a year now, so I don't know if it's still an add-on, but I think it is because they always do like a Book of the Month TBR, and Goodnight Beautiful was still an option this month in December. So if you want a hardcover for $10, I'll leave my referral link in the description box below. And if you go through me, that's awesome because I get a free book. But yes, anyways, I joined a book club actually to read this. One of my good friends on Instagram, she hosts a monthly book club, and I joined this month. Whenever it's a thriller and I have some time where I know that I can listen to it on an audiobook or something, I'll typically join because it's just always so much fun chatting with other people while you're reading the same book. So I actually listened to Goodnight Beautiful via Audible, which is an audiobook subscription that I pay for via Amazon. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis. This is courtesy of Goodreads since I don't have the actual tangible book. So, sorry, I have my leg on the table and it keeps kicking my light. Okay, so this is newlyweds Sam Statler and Annie Potter are head over heels and excited to say goodbye to New York and start a life together in Sam's sleepy hometown in upstate New York. Or it turns out a life where Annie spends most of her time alone, while Sam, her therapist husband, works long hours in his downstairs office, tending to the egos of his mostly female clientele. Little does Sam know that through a vent in his ceiling, every word of his sessions can be heard from the room upstairs. The pharmacist's wife contemplating a divorce, the well-known painter whose boyfriend doesn't satisfy her in bed. Who could resist listening? Everything is fine until the French girl in the green Mini Cooper shows up and Sam decides to go to work and not come home, throwing a wrench into Sam and Annie's happily ever after. So then in my own words, I wrote, this book takes you on a wild ride with one of our main characters, Sam, who I wrote, he's a psychiatrist. I know the description just said therapist, but I guess they're similar. Sam has recently moved into a new home with his wife, Annie, and their journey unfolds from there. I will say too, this is a book where like secrets from the past are very, very heavily interwoven and like thrown into the story. The thing I appreciated most about this book, and I am rating it a go get this book now on my rating scale, and this is why. I love Alice Feeney, okay? She's probably, in my opinion, the best thriller writer that there is out there. And the reason that I appreciate Alice Feeney is because she is like a master of deceit, right? Like you're reading her books and they always, for the exception of rock, paper, scissors for me, always take a turn in a way that I don't see coming, right? Like it's just like, you're reading it and you're trying to be a good detective and you're like, I know how this is gonna end. And for me, all of her books but one have accomplished that, which is pretty great. This book Holy cow, it felt like an Alice Feeney novel, honestly. I was reading it and it says on the cover, like, that Amy Malloy, someone's review, probably another author, was like, she is a master of deceit. You guys, this book is so crazy good. And also, what I noticed from my book club discussion was there were quite a few other people that listened to the book like I did. And we seemed to enjoy it a little bit more than those that physically read. And I think, without giving too much away, I don't want to risk it. Yeah, I think some parts of the book maybe transitioned a little bit more in the audio. I think if you're reading the physical copy, it may take your wheels a little bit to be like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. And then once that deceit clicks, it's like, oh, it's so good, you guys. I mean, like, this has definitely made my top 10. I actually listened to it twice. I've never, in the history that I've had Audible, which has been years, have I listened to a book and then right again pressed rewind and press play again. I mean, it's that freaking good. And I wanted to listen to it a second time to see if I was like, because I didn't predict the ending at all, because it's like I said, an Alice Sweeney book, right? It's like Master of Deceit. So then I wanted to listen to it again to be like, how many clues did I miss? You know? And it's just like, oh, it is so good. Like I said, I have linked the book down in the description box before you, either via Book of the Month or Amazon. It is so good, but I am going to go ahead and get into that spoiler section for those of us who have read this book. So if you're new here, thank you so much for watching. I will link a playlist of some sort up here if you'd like to continue watching some of my other reviews. But now I'm gonna get chatting. Okay, as you guys know, I'm gonna be looking at my notes. I listened to this on Amazon Audible, and it was a woman who voiced Albert. So I was so deceived when that point of view that I thought was Annie listening to him the whole time was actually freaking Albert, you guys. I was like shocked. I think that the publishing company or whoever decides the narrators for the audiobooks made such a wise choice choosing a female narrator, because I didn't even think twice about that, like that could have been anybody else's point of view other than Annie. And this is what I mean in my non-spoiler when I said that there were people in the book club group that were like reading it and they were confused. I think that like when it was made obvious that it was Albert, people were like, wait, what? And I was also like, wait, what too? But that's because it was a female narrator. So the whole time, I thought I was listening to Annie. Albert was obviously crazy, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time when I was like reading what he was doing to Sam. I was like, oh my God, this guy is freaking crazy. I will say I wasn't completely like wowed by the ending. You know, it's a happy ending. Sam's reunited with Annie. They get pregnant. All is well in the world. It's not a bad ending, but I like wasn't dropping my jaw, you know, as I closed the book. But I was doing that in the middle of the book, like especially when I was deceived. Not only with Albert being who I thought was Annie, but also the French woman actually being Annie with like her and Sam's weird like role-playing thing. That also threw me for a loop as well. But if you're gonna leave a comment that contains spoilers, please indicate that in the comments below so other viewers don't get spoiled. Typically, like in all caps, I'll write like this comment contains spoilers, and then like I'll actually go into it. Just because some people will read the comments who haven't read the book and then it gets spoiled for them. But I really enjoyed this book. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.